the debugging skills you should be having. You should be able to debug whatever you have implemented, and reading codes and debugging, these all skills are very much needed if you are in a software developer. And be thorough with the data structures part, because those are the things which most of the interviewer will focus.
Hello everyone, and today we have with us Mr. Ashish, and he is here to share his experience with us. So before moving ahead with the interview, first of all, welcome to our channel, Mr. Ashish, and tell us something about yourself.
Thanks, Sonia. Thanks for inviting me here. And I'm glad that I've got an opportunity to share my experience with other folks. So, I have recently completed my graduation from Electrical and Electronics Engineering from NIT Jamshedpur. And from campus, I got placed at Nokia. But I started looking for some off campus opportunities, and I landed in Taekyon as an associate software developer. And then I was interviewed at Goldman as well as Flipkart. So I have joined Flipkart as an SD1.
Okay. So tell us something about the company you're currently working with.
Yeah, so as we all know, Flipkart provides a e-commerce platform, and also it is India's largest startup, but it is not a startup anymore. So I guess we all care about the work-life balance and the work culture what a company has. So the work culture is really very good here, and I don't find any problem with the work-life balance as well. The people are quite supportive, and all the process were quite smooth. And you will work with some of the best mind here.
Okay. So as you know, there are roles and responsibilities that we have to follow in any profession. So what is about your job profile? Could you be specific about it?
Yeah, so I have joined as an SD1. So SD1, so I'm in the re-commerce team. So actually, what re-commerce team do? Whenever customer return any product, so we work on those products, and there is some application which is used internally in our Flipkart. So in Flipkart, there are multiple teams which use different applications. Those applications are internal, and those are not exposed to the customers. So I'm in that team. I'm in the re-commerce team, and we build the application. We enhance some features, and we solve the bugs which is already there in that product. And so I work in the backend side. Actually, my tech stack is Java, so I'm working on those.
Okay. So tell us something about the skills that are really very important in your job profile.
See, the skills I would say is that those are the basic skill what a software developer needs. So you should be very good at problem solving. So, and that will come through practice. You need to practice a lot. It is not a one day process that, yeah, I'm good at problem solving. And the debugging skills you should be having. You should be able to debug whatever you have implemented, and reading codes and debugging. These all skills are very much needed if you are in a software development thing. So these all things are very much needed. And also, I would say that you should be open to learn, because there will be new technologies coming up every day. And after some time, after every time, like there will be some new trending technology in the market. So you need to work with those and learn those technologies. So these things will be happening only if when you have a positive mindset. So positive mindset is very much important. So yeah, these are the skills I think which is needed for these roles.
Okay. So for the technical skills that you mentioned, could you mention some of the resources or the platforms that we can utilize for gaining such skills?
Okay, sure. So I don't think there is any specific resource. There is a lot of content available online. So anyone can follow any of those. They just need to go with the basics first. So I will tell my journey, how I started and how I reached here. So I started, means once I was familiar with the syntax, I started with HackerRank. So on HackerRank, I started, and once I found that I am comfortable in solving problems, then I jumped to GFG and I started solving data structures problems. So once my data structures part was clear, I started doing competitive programming on Code Forces, CodeChef, and in parallel, I was studying about my fundamentals and doing preparations, interview preparations on Lead Code and Interview Bit. So there are, as I said, there are multiple platforms and there are multiple resources available online. You just need to select any of those and go start with the basics, start with the easy question, then go to medium, go step by step. If you will directly jump to the harder question, then that is a problem. You will be stuck and then you will lose confidence there. So just go step by step, and competitive programming is needed. Somewhere it is needed, it is not mandatory. If you are interested, you can do. So, but I was loving it, so I was doing it.
So any advices that you want to give us to our future aspirants who wants to join the same role as yours?
See, advice as in such, I will say, if you are a beginner, just keep patience and just do whatever you are doing every day. Like try to solve few problems, 2 to 3 problems every day. That will build your problem solving skills, and also it will make your debugging skills. It will increase your debugging skills. So that is very much needed in this profile. And also those who are preparing for interviews or are in pre-final years, so for those students I would suggest just clear your fundamentals or whatever projects you have made in the college or in your previous organization, and be thorough with the data structures part, because those are the things which most of the interviewer will focus. And don't be afraid of failures, that is a part of life. So just keep patience and just brush up everything whatever you have learned, and just don't think about the result, just enjoy the process whatever you are doing.
So lastly, tell us something about your experience and your journey.
Yeah, sure. So I will tell, like, I started this coding, all the coding part in my third year, and I was from electrical background. So there was no much companies, like there was no much companies where in my on campus role coming. So in on campus I was placed at Nokia, but I started looking for off campus. I was enjoying the coding part, and I started, and it was difficult for me as well in the starting. Everyone faces some difficulties, like most of the time, like I said, when I started competitive programming, I was not able to solve a single problem. Then I used to call my friends and I used to tell them that I'm not able to solve a single problem, and they were able to solve one, or they were sometimes also not able to solve any. So a peer group is very much important. You should be having a group with whom you are working and with whom you can discuss the problem if you are facing any. So those things, even I look back and I now I am not a pro in competitive programming. Now also I'm not a pro, but yeah, now I can solve few problems, 3 problems, 2 problems. But so that was because of I kept patience and I kept on working on those skills. So yeah, that is why I guess I'm here. So those all things I would suggest to keep patience and just start at early stage. I started quite late, I regret, but start at early stage. That will help you a lot.
So thank you so much, Mr. Ashish, for joining in with us today. Of course, your video will be helpful for the one who wants to join the same role as yours. Thank you for your time.